All right, so what's up, Cece?
Hi, Ryan. Welcome to Twisted Times with Cece and Ryan.
Are you drinking?
Yeah, I just realized it's in the frame. There's no reveal happening. Look at us,
We're drinking the same shit.
Lindsay's
All the way.
big wave.
Yeah, you guys hooked me to this over the weekend, and I had 3 in one day and got completely fucked up
Oh, really?
and was dancing to Erica Badu and Jill Scott for like an hour straight.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh my God.
And then I ate Domino's and I felt really fucked up, but it was good.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers to that.
This is delicious. I was never a beer drinker. I never liked beer until you guys got me hooked on that Guinness Blonde, and then I tried this.
Listen, okay? I just would like to tell everybody here that this drink, I got hooked on this drink. This is the Big Wave Golden Ale Aloha Kona. I don't know. It's called Liquid Aloha. But I got hooked on this, and my friend here in Toronto's brother owns a restaurant downtown, and we went there, had this. It was so good. And then I fell in love with it, but my lovely partner was like, that's disgusting. I hate that beer. And I'm like, you suck. Like, this is so good. And I love the packaging so
Yeah,
much.
it's beautiful.
So cute. Look at these guys surfing the
Yeah,
wave.
Kona Brewing Company. Maybe
Kona. So anyway, now I'm hooked.
it's so good, and I think it's a good start to like summer for beer.
It really is. It's putting me in the mood, even though it snowed here yesterday. But we'll just pretend that.
Well, it's Toronto, so it can snow like in June, as Vanessa Williams says.
I mean, it's May. Why? Why?
Yep, it's cold as hell there.
Yeah, but it's all right. All right. So Ryan, I just want to talk really quickly about your artwork that you have behind your head because it's really beautiful, even though you're kind of blocking it. Oh, I love it. Okay, I mean, who did that?
I still feel like it's not finished. I painted it. It was actually a project I started right before I came to your house. Like I started painting like this little corner. Can you see that little like funky corner? So I started painting that right before I came to your house, and then we were in quarantine. I'm like, fuck, I have this huge canvas I can paint. So then it just turned into this reflection on nature.
In the corner, and then you worked your way down.
Yeah.
Did you know that's the direction you were going in with it?
Not at all. But I feel like I have a thing with yellow and blue because you can see.
Oh yeah.
I love to
You
paint.
like blue.
I love blue.
Yeah, but you look, you're wearing a blue shirt.
I'm wearing a blue shirt, which was not intentional, but yeah, blue. I think it's very calming.
Match your wall.
Yeah. I match my background.
I'm like, I'm not wearing a yellow shirt, but it's fine. I feel like we're both wearing really cute t-shirts. Mine says woman.
Yeah.
I'm a woman.
I love your shirt. And this is like my my like bootleg J Balvin t-shirt. I just think the smiley face with all the different colors, because you know he's a new album all about colors.
Yeah.
And yeah, Molly's kind of obsessed with the t-shirt. So I have this.
I have to say I really like that, and I'm all about like the flowers and the color. I'm not really a big color wearer, but I think that you rock color real well. Like you just like pop, like you're like a little flower running around.
And I used to only wear black. I was like, fuck you, I'm only wearing black. But now I'm like, color.
That's me. My mom will be like, so one thing we know is for sure, you haven't changed your style. I'm like, the good thing about that is I wear a lot of black. So
yeah,
it's not like I need to go buy that much new stuff. But anyway.
Your clothes are great. What is your beautiful painting behind you?
That's I want to call it a triptych, but it's only 2. That's my heart. I made that. I am not as good of an artist as you, obviously, Ryan, but I did, I basically was like, we had this huge wall that we painted yellow, but we actually had, it was white when I had this, but I'm like, we need to cover this with something really cool. And I love love, and I love hearts, and I'm also, it's like, basically, I have like a limited capacity in what I'm able to draw. So.
And you have pink.
Oh, heart seemed easy. But I spray painted it, and I found these 2 pieces of wood downstairs, and I was like, that's cool. I'll just break it up. Like, is it a broken heart? Is it split?
No, it's a heart. It's one heart. It's coming together and making one heart.
Slowly coming together. But actually, so when it dried, it warped. So you can't tell because it looks like it's flat, but it kind of like, if you look on the side, it's like a beating heart. It's got bit
It's
of
a little distended.
warping. But Chitsia, my partner, took her little whatever drill and just like, I'll just drill it to the wall. So she drilled the whole thing to the wall. So it is a little flatter now. I'm like, okay,
Are
great.
you
That was the
serious?
perfect
That shit's
thing to drill.
drilled to the wall?
Yeah.
You guys are insane.
Uh, you know.
Can you show everyone your tattoo? You only have one tattoo.
I know. I only have one. It's a crown. It's like my last name's King. And
Right.
so it was sort of like an homage to my father. But the thing is I'm actually a really big wimp. So I am a sucker for tattoos. Like I love tattoos. My partner, like I love her tattoos. But
Yeah.
I only have one. So
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, Chinty is like sleeve, pretty much.
yeah. And she actually has my name tattooed on her arm in a heart. In a heart.
Boom.
It
Exactly.
says Cece King. And it doesn't have my last name, but maybe because when we got married, she was hoping I would just change it and she'd fill that part in later.
Yeah.
Wait,
But
how
it's
many tattoos do you have? You have more than one.
I have like 5,
You have five.
but they're so tiny you can't like really, really see them. So I have one on my finger here. Oh shit, can you see it?
What does it say?
It's my grandfather's initials.
Oh, I love
So
that.
that's a little RG. I have a little tattoo here. It's like a little
Oh,
friendship tattoo of one of my friends.
on your
This
wrist.
one I got done in DC. Like I was super high
Oh,
and got this tattoo done. And I think the guy who did it was also a little bit high because it's like fading and it's bleeding together and you can't even read
what
it.
does it say?
It says Terpsichore. Like she was a goddess of music and
Oh,
dance.
love
Um,
music.
so I was like, this is cool. I would love to have her name tattooed on me. So I have that, and then I have one on my foot that's like a star and a moon, and then I have one here.
Oh, I love that placement here. My sister has a tattoo there.
Oh
And
yeah, it's
you came to visit me in Toronto and like literally right, like literally
right
right
before
before
quarantine
COVID
people.
just like hit us, and all you wanted to do was get a tattoo, and we did that.
Yeah, and I'm still like kind of pissed I did not do it.
I was starting to think, I'm like, are you like a destination tattooer? It's like everywhere you go, you have to get a
Totally.
tattoo.
I have to.
Yeah.
I have to. I love it.
You know, I shot a movie in the Philippines, and when I was there, I went to this like deserted island by
Mm,
myself. Looking back on it, like I'm so anxious as a person now, I don't think I would ever want to go back and do this again. But I went to
yeah,
an island alone in the Philippines after shooting, and there was all these tattoo places, and I so badly wanted to be like Angelina Jolie and get this like dope tattoo on my back,
yeah,
just like I don't know, some language I don't understand, and be like super cool. But I didn't do
yeah.
it because I was I was scared. But
That would have been
I
cool
mean,
as hell though. Like
yeah.
the tribal tattoos where they hammer it into your skin.
Do they? Is that how they do it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
It's
See.
like a stick with ink, and they go. It's almost like they're chiseling a wall, and
Oh
they're like,
great.
yeah.
Sizzle your back. Get over here. Just let me.
It's like, damn, this is so painful, but it's so good.
I love it. I want to look like Angie.
Hell yes. Props to Angelina Jolie and her badass tattoos.
Props to Angelina Jolie and her badass tattoos. I mean, she's just like whatever. She can do whatever she wants. She can tattoo her face. She'd be
Yeah.
gorgeous. So I want to ask you, start this off here. Well, we've already started, but get deeper into it.
Yeah.
Because I want to know where you're from. I mean, I know where you're from. Well, I want everybody else to know where you're from and where all the places are that you've lived.
Okay, so I always forget that I've lived like in Virginia, but I was born and raised for like 2 years in Georgia. I lived in Kansas.
Did you say
I
you forget where you were born?
huh?
Did you say I forget that I was born?
Well, I forget that I lived in Virginia because I've lived in 7 places. Like
Oh,
I
okay.
forget that I've lived so many places, but yeah, I always forget about Virginia. But I was born in Atlanta, Georgia. I've lived in Kansas. I've lived in Michigan. I've lived in Illinois. I've lived in New York. I've lived in New Jersey, and I've lived in Virginia. But I am Jersey strong for life.
Oh,
Jersey strong.
yes, to Jersey. That's a lot more places than I thought you were going to say.
Where have you lived?
So I was born in Philly, like downtown Philadelphia. So my mom's from Pennsylvania. And then I moved to New Jersey. I was raised in Jersey. Woo
Whoop whoop.
No, no Snooki over here. I'm repping Jersey in a different kind of aloha way.
Yes.
Bruce Springsteen's from Jersey.
Yes, he is. And so is Whitney Houston.
So is Whitney Houston.
Queen Latifah. Like, we've got a lot of good people from Jersey. Zoe Saldana.
Love you.
Hell yeah.
That's another podcast. But so yeah, so I was raised in Jersey, and then I moved to Florida after I went to college in Florida, but only for 3 years. And then I studied abroad in Italy, so I lived in Florence for 5 months, and then I moved from Italy to New York City. I lived in the city for like a couple months, and then I moved out to California at 19, and then I lived in LA for 8 years, a long time. Then I moved back to New York, moved into New York City, was living there for a year, then moved to Brooklyn and lived in Williamsburg for a year, and then I moved to Toronto, and I've been here now for 2.5 years.
Oh my God.
I live in Canada.
I fucking love it.
I'm not officially Canadian yet, though. I have about a few more months left until I have dual citizenship, but I feel like now's the time, so.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh my God. I had no idea you went to school in Florida.
Yeah. I have a Florida cell phone number. Do you know nobody answers my calls because they think that I'm spam?
Wait, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's Florida. No, okay, so here's the thing. I went to school down there, and my mom, I actually wanted to go to cosmetology school and like live in Jersey and like go to cosmetology school. And my mom's like, get the fuck out of my house, get on a plane, go somewhere else. And so the farthest place she could get me was Florida. I went down there to look at this school, and it was right by the beach. And I'm like, okay, I'll do this. And
yeah,
I got in, and then I went there. But I actually I studied abroad in Italy. And when I was there, I kind of like, Florida's cool and it was like beautiful and stuff to be down there. But I felt like I wanted to do more. I wanted to work in film. I wanted to be, a sunny place. So I went to California. Italy changed that though for me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What part of Florida?
Boca Raton.
Oh my God. You lived in Boca?
I did. I lived in Boca, like in Boca. It's all either you're in college or you're 85. There's no place where unless you want to live there. I mean, maybe. I don't want to offend anyone.
You're in college or you're retired.
Yeah, but I love Miami. I actually was just there like pre-COVID, like in February with my partner, and it was so fun. We had such a good time. I actually, though, it's changed quite a bit, Florida or Miami, from when I was like, let's stay on Collins Avenue. It's gonna be so fun. That's where I used to like bartend. When I was young, and I'm like, oh, let's go to Collins Avenue, and we go and we stay there, and it's like, I just realized my age, and I was like, all right, sorry. I had to keep apologizing for like, I had to take full responsibility for staying in like not.
Oh my God.
Where people in the early 30s should or would want to stay.
Yeah. No, Florida's mad fun. Florida's like very strange though. It's an odd state, but it's so warm and the food is so great and the people are so like ready to always party, but it's such a strange, like when you go there, you definitely feel that you're not from there.
Yeah.
Like you're very aware that you're a tourist.
Yes.
Not a tourist as in born
not a
born in April or May, but a tourist.
It's like born this month. A tourist. You're a tourist. I know.
Exactly.
That's I feel though when I go down to Florida, I hadn't been there in a really long time when it just went back down. I was super, super happy to be down there because it was hot.
Mm-hmm.
My hair, I could just all day frizz me out. I don't even care. I love the heat. I love being in a bathing suit. That is where I think I developed my love for the water.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I can't wait for summer. Although like, I feel like we may still be in quarantine, but just the idea that I can go outside without like putting on socks is so ideal to me.
I hate socks. Do you know I detest socks? I don't even wear socks in the winter ever. I hate them. I will wear them around my house, but I don't even like how they look in my shoes. I'm like, no, you are throwing off the shoe.
I have a question for you now.
Yeah.
3 everyday items that people use that you absolutely cannot stand.
Oh my
Items or yeah,
God.
clothing items,
Three
items in the kitchen. Yeah.
that people use in their everyday that I cannot stand. Oh, okay. Well, I'm not gonna lie, sorry. I hate the AirPods. I think I have this problem with people walk just the white ones. Can we find invisible ones? They're probably out
Doesn't
there.
everyone look like they're talking to themselves, Cece?
Oh, I just hate them. Um, I just think they're so ugly. But it's not even that. They just bother me because it's like feels like when you have them on, you can just like you have permission to just like walk around like a crazy person, like you're just talking to yourself on the street. And I'm like, come on, I don't know you're on the phone. These things in your ears. Another thing that I don't like, an everyday item that people wear. Was it just that people wear
Wear or use?
or use? Oh, I don't like the phone cases that flip open like it's a wallet. They're so ugly. Okay. So I don't like those, and I see people with those. Another everyday. Okay, listen. I'm like weird when it comes to scrunchies, and if or whatever you call it, a hair elastic. I know it's like cool to wear a scrunchie in your hair, and like if that's the look and that's what
Yeah.
you're doing, that's fine with me. But if you're wearing like a really, I don't even know. I just don't. Your elastic, your hair elastic, can really throw me off on your head. If it's like a really bright color, I don't know. I have this. It's very weird that I have this problem. Like when people go for a run and when they wear their hair in a ponytail, and if it's like a really bright, like green hair tie, I'm like, no. I get so mad. I don't like it. I know that's just ridiculous. Okay, that's the best I can come up with. What about you? Can you tell me? I know you're gonna have like the most amazing answer to this question.
No, it's really not. Like I hate napkins. Like napkins,
Kids.
you will never like whenever I go and I get food and I go and sit down, like I'm that one person who everyone's like, did you bring napkins? I'm like, no. Like,
Napkins. Like, what do you
yeah, I
mean?
hate
Like a
napkins.
napkin that you put on your lap, like,
Yeah,
oh,
like wipe your face with,
like your face. Oh, yeah.
like I hate, hate napkins. Like hate them.
How about the ones, the little oily ones, those oily things you can use on your face to get rid of all the
Oh,
oil?
see, I love those because I put like I put rose oil on it, and it is like my favorite makeup remover.
Rose oil. Okay, what
So
else?
those I do enjoy, but like regular like hand napkins, paper towels, like I hate that.
Oh,
Um, I also do hate socks, although they keep my feet warm. But I'm one of those people who wear socks to bed and I kick them off like under the blanket. Like once I get in the bed, then I take them off. Um, what else do I hate? Uh, maybe like water bottles, like
oh,
plastic water bottles.
oh, don't get me started. I have such a problem. It's, it feels like a disregard for the planet in such like an obvious way. Like, could we do better? Like, just get yourself, or just don't use that.
Just get like a nice reusable
Yeah.
bottle. Like maybe get yourself a Brita filter or like a filter system on your refrigerator.
Or a soda stream. Maybe.
Yeah, like just don't do the plastic bottles. I can't stand
No,
it.
no. I agree with you. I have a really big problem, especially on film sets. When I see those plastic bottles, I like run around and I take my little Sharpie and I want people to write their names. I just think
Yeah.
it's very easy to lose. There's nothing distinctive about them. It drives me crazy.
And so many people just leave them behind. And it's just like that's water is so necessary. I feel like you should be like
Yeah.
more conscious of when you're drinking it. Here we go, like on a whole other
Yeah, we are deterring from it all. But I agree with you. Actually, even this morning, Chencio was like, I hate this bottle. I want to get another one. But I was thinking, I'm like, well, at least you're using a bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Like you own a bottle. Because sometimes it like the insides, depending on the bottle you use, like you really got to wash them. There's the thing, but who cares?
Yeah.
At least you're reusing the same one and you're saving the planet. I feel like
Exactly.
that's like step one to being eco-friendly. Step two, stop having so many bags.
Ugh.
There is nothing I hate more. I have gotten in fights with people actually not people in the store, but the checkout. When I moved from California to New
She's
York,
a Cali girl, you already know.
listen, they already are charging for bags there. They don't have them. I had maybe 3 things. Like I could have carried them all out of the store, but I actually had my own bag. And the woman, I mean, it wasn't 3, but it wasn't that much stuff. And I wasn't paying attention, but she started bagging my stuff and like in multiple plastic bags. And I looked at her and I was like, that's all right. Like I don't need all of these bags. And I started taking them out of the bag and putting it all in one bag, in my bag actually, sorry, that I had with me. But the point of the matter is like, I don't need you to be, and then she looked at me as if I was like this horrible person to tell her, like I was like shaming her and she worked there for the over bagging. But the thing is like, be more aware you work there. And I think it's just that kind of stuff really, really, really bothers me.
No, I agree.
The East Coast is like catch up.
You know, they're opening, and well, this is not important. We can talk about this at some other time. But like 48 states are opening on Friday.
How many?
48.
You know, I'm like, I haven't been watching the news. Like I get my news from like through my ear from like people around me. I had to stop watching the news because I was policing every single person around me. I was. I mean, I feel like here in Canada, it's bad. Like COVID-19 exists here and there is definitely like they have a significant amount of cases, but it's not even close, not even remotely close to the US. And I feel like the biggest thing that I've seen here is that people are being incredibly, for the most part, are being very respectful of one another and mindful. And I think the government is working together versus in the US, it feels like everybody's working state by state.
Yeah.
And I don't like it. And I also think that like, you know, a lot of my family's in New Jersey. And I'm like, hey, guys, stay inside. And everybody's so sick of me being the police from Canada. Telling everybody to stay inside and not go out of the house, that I had to stop watching the news because every time I would watch the news and hear something, I would get angry and then I would call them.
Yeah.
I couldn't control myself.
No, it's annoying. So I'm very like specific about when I listen to the news and how long I listen to it and like
what are your rules? What are your news rules?
My news rules are I don't watch the news. I tend not to.
Okay.
I just really my news really is Sean King on Instagram.
Oh, Sean King, yeah.
So he gives me news, and Soledad O'Brien sometimes passes along news. I take the news in that I feel is important to better my consciousness.
Yes.
So like listening to what our lovely president has been saying and doing is not beneficial to making my everyday better. It just makes me more pissed off. So I tend to like separate myself from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when this whole thing started, I was watching the news like
Religiously.
Way too much. Like it was like
phone.
and I had to stop. But I agree. I think I'm really only taking in sort of what serves me, I guess, or what I think I can handle. But even then, it's like becomes a slippery slope. And I don't know if it's because I'm not there in the US. I don't know what it is. I can't tell. But this has definitely been a very weird almost 3 years for me to not live in my own country. Let's just put it that way.
I can imagine.
I mean, I've been traveling back and forth, and they think like a lot because I like will work in the US and I'll come back and forth. But now they have closed the border and they don't know, I don't know when they're going to open the border up. I think that's going to create a lot of problems here for Canadians. I don't think they're going to want to open the border because why would their cases are like, you know, going down, leveling off. Why would they want to, I think a lot of their cases are coming from travelers from the US. So why would they reopen the border? And it's frustrating because, you know, my family's there, everybody's there. So I hate that like they're keeping it closed, but I understand why. And I don't blame them at all. But I don't know. We'll see. Who knows where the next few, whatever. Speaking of the border, Toronto's like kind of close-ish to upstate New York, and that is where we met. And this is something that I've been thinking about a lot. like I always am like, oh, this is where we met. We met in Woodstock at this dream workshop. But the point is more to me, what got you to, because I know what got me to that dream workshop in Woodstock, New York in 2014?
14? Yeah.
Yeah. I know what got me there, but what got you there? Because that's where we met.
Mm-hmm.
But what got you to that place, to that dream workshop in upstate New York?
Okay, so I had been, like, for people who don't know, I had been working on this one woman show on the life of Lena Horne for like years. I want to say I started the work on it in like 2012, and it just kind of kept going, and maybe even sooner than that, earlier than that. But I had done this one woman show. I was like kind of still in this character. It was like I was having a really difficult time letting the character go. I had left my job. I was working for my acting coach. So all these worlds were kind of like melting, and it wasn't feeling, it just felt like I had no separation in anything.
Right.
So I left my job at the acting studio, and I kind of was like letting go of Lena for a little bit. And I started working at Macy's. And I was like, but I still need, I still need to be in the art in some way. I still need to be connected with like my emotions and my inner life. Anyway, so one night I'm like sitting in my bed, and I'm like scrolling through YouTube, and I see Elizabeth Kemp on YouTube. And funny story, my acting coach, who I was working for and working with, she used to work with Elizabeth as well. And her assistant had given
Who's
me a
that?
pair of
Who's that?
Elizabeth, Susan Batson.
Susan Batson. Okay.
Susan Batson. So her assistant had given me a pair of Elizabeth Kemp's like boots, like years before I even met Elizabeth.
Right.
And there were these really dope, like Adidas boxing sneakers. They like came all the way up my leg. They had Missy Elliott's face on them. They were black and gold. I just thought they were coolest fucking sneakers ever. I still have them.
I'm
So,
more just like, I'm like thinking of Elizabeth in them.
like, and she would wear like her clothes were fucking insanely beautiful. Oh my god, because I remember I went to her birthday party, and she had this like Diane von Furstenberg had made this like jumpsuit that had her face all over it. Like Elizabeth had an overall set that had Elizabeth's face all over it, like Andy Warhol style.
I can't.
She's fucking crazy. So
that
yeah,
inspires me. I'm gonna go make a jumpsuit.
Right? We need to.
With my face all over it.
It would be the coolest shit ever.
That's confidence right there. That's just like, I'm feeling myself.
100%. 100%.
Oh
and that's totally who Elizabeth was. I love that woman. So yeah, I got these shoes. I was feeling depressed. I was losing myself, and I was scrolling through YouTube, and all of a sudden I see like Elizabeth talking about the dream workshop, and I'm like, oh my god, like what is this about? So I just decide to like look her up. I go to her website, and I realize, like, I put two and two together. Oh my god, this is the Elizabeth whose shoes I fucking have in my closet. So I sent her this email at like 2:00 in the morning. I'm like, hey, my name is Ryan. I work with Susan Batson. I was just wondering, it's like a week or two before you're doing your dream workshop. I don't know if you have any spots left. And lo and behold, like she was like, hey dreamer, what a lovely spirit. Oh my god, yes, there's some more space. We need to like put a picture of Elizabeth up so people can
see. I feel like I want to like slide one in, especially as you do her like your voice transitions.
Yeah,
I love Ryan. I'm a little child, help me, I'm in your boots too.
I'm in your boots, please save me. So she's like, yeah, come on, you should come. And yeah, so I like saved all my money, and I was like, I'm going to fucking Woodstock. And I went, and I didn't talk to anyone there except for you. End of story.
I mean, whoa. That you had a lot of connection, it feels like, to Elizabeth before even going to Woodstock, New York. And for everybody that doesn't know, Elizabeth Kemp is this goddess, like Joni Mitchell, Stevie Nicks had a love child.
It was her, for sure.
Beautiful human being who's also, she was like the head artistic director at the Actors Studio in New York City, and she also is an acting coach, and she's really wonderful. She's worked with people like Bradley Cooper and Hugh Jackman, so many people.
Gaga, Sarah Bareilles.
Yeah, so many people.
Everyone.
But it's so crazy because to hear you say that, because I feel like I had a sort of a similar experience in terms of like having a and like needing something.
Yeah,
Being in a rut and needing to get out of it.
exactly. How
Yeah.
did you find Woodstock?
I found Woodstock, okay, so I actually have a relationship with Woodstock because a good friend of mine growing up's family had a house there. And so I used to go up there and like with her, and I would go spend time up there. And I just loved Woodstock so much, not only for like the nostalgia of it, but I loved it. As a kid, there was like this candle making or a candle.
Oh my God, I remember this.
Yeah, and we would go in there and get these candles, and they're never ending burning candles. They're just amazing. Anyway, so I had this like place in my heart for Woodstock when I was a really young kid. And anyway, cut to I'm making this movie, and oh, I'm sorry, this was before we even got the film like into development. This was like I was still working on the script, and I had written it, and I was feeling like I didn't really understand this character that I was writing, and I wanted to work on it some more. But anyway, that was just in my mind. And I was driving. I was living in LA at the time, and I was driving, and I used to be like obsessed with NPR. I listened to it a lot. I drove a lot, obviously. In California, you're driving everywhere, and I just listened to a lot of NPR. And Bradley Cooper was on, and he was talking about this dream. They asked him something about his process and whatever with acting, and he was like, "Yeah, I do a lot of dream work." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "I do a lot of dream work with my characters." And I'm like, "What is this guy saying?" I'm driving, and I'm like, "He does dream work." And I'm like, "I have crazy dreams. My dreams mean something." And so
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. And he's like, "Yeah, I work with this woman, Elizabeth Kemp." And I'm like, "Elizabeth Kemp." And I just kept her name in my mind. I ran home. I went on her website, which was not like, there wasn't much on
Very
there.
descriptive.
And I saw this Woodstock retreat. I swear to God, it was like in small font. And I was like, Woodstock retreat, character retreat, what is this? It was in like a week. And I was like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna email this woman, tell her that I'm writing a script. I'd love to come to this character workshop, whatever this is, in Woodstock, if I can. I
Hmm.
don't even know like what this is gonna be. But anyway, so I reached out to her. She immediately responded. She's like, yeah, just like definitely would love to have you, like same voice. "Ah, so cool." And she's like, oh, by the way, I saw the picture of her, and I was like, this woman is so amazing. I must.
Right.
Anyway, so she tells me that I can go. And so within a week, I pack my bags. And she goes, and pack 2 suitcases, one for the character that you're working on, pack 1 suitcase for the adult version of your character, and pack
Right.
1 suitcase for the child version of your character. And
Right.
so right then and there, I was like, this woman's not messing around. So
Hmm.
I was like, what am I putting in suitcases? And also, it wasn't like you were doing Lena Horne. Like I was working on a character that I was in the process of writing. It was
Yeah.
based off my life. So it was a little confusing for me. Like I almost wish it was like, I don't know, like somebody like Judy Garland, I don't know, somebody that I felt like I could maybe dig deeper into them and
Yeah.
understand like who they were as a child, and then pack that suitcase for their child self. But I was still trying to develop who this character was.
Hmm.
So anyway, I just packed my 2 suitcases, my child and my adult, and then I just rolled up to Woodstock, got there, and the first thing she said to me was "You're so brave for being here." I looked at her, and she gave me a hug, and I'm like, I am? Like, what did I just get
Yeah.
myself into? And then that's where I met you.
Oh my God.
But
It
that's
was,
wild.
yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah.
And let me just like tell everyone just so they can have like an idea. When I met Cece, Cece was a brunette. Her energy was super fucking intense because she was working on this character. So,
By the way, I dyed my hair that dark right before I left to go work on the character.
yeah.
Super
So
dark.
I met her and she looked nothing like she looks like right now. So by the time I saw her like post Woodstock, it was a completely different person.
I showed up there like, really? I was very committed to
Yeah.
what the thing is I really needed in my mind, in my heart, I was like, I need this woman.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do justice to this movie, but I think it was deeper than that. I think it was really, a lot of it had to do with me as an artist and me as an actor and me wanting, as a storyteller, wanting to grow. And I feel like I knew she was the real deal. And not because I heard Bradley Cooper talk about her. Like
Mm-hmm.
I watched some things on her. I listened to her talk, and and even just her, like, not being so in your face with anything, just the fact that I had to seek her out, find her. It wasn't like she was
Mm-hmm.
there, so obvious. It's not like she's like marketing herself in any way. It just
Yeah.
felt like the real deal. And I think when I got there and I met you, I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't believe, I just couldn't believe the level of commitment to everybody that was there,
Yeah.
their characters. And we were in a black box theater for 10 hours a
I
day.
even we were in an abandoned fucking like
Uh,
saloon,
right.
the Colony, which was like haunted.
It was haunted. She blacks out all the windows, so
Yeah.
it's completely dark in there, and you're just in there for 10 hours, and you're just doing your thing.
Oh my God, we wouldn't eat. We wouldn't really be drinking. The only thing I think I would do is like go outside and like chain smoke really hard. And I think
I
that's
would
why
smoke
we met.
cigarettes. Ugh, lots of those. Yeah,
That's how we met.
but that's where we met. But I think that experience was super. That was really special. But it was like we were like these. But yeah, I was sort of a loner. But I talked to you. We were friends.
Yeah, because I think we were both like so not, I'm not gonna say shy, but because
Yeah,
we were both so like in it, we didn't really have time to socialize. And
right.
I guess we recognized that in one another, like we were total loners. So like we still found a friendship in being loners.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, 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 that's true. I'm just curious, Ryan, because you asked someone um, a question that was very prolific, and I wanted to ask you a question because I think about this a lot.
Uh-oh.
What does love mean to you? Guys, what does love mean to you?
Wow, Cece.
I know.
I would say for me, love is 100% like acceptance of what is, like regardless of what you feel like the result should be. Like I think it's 100% just like acceptance,
That's good.
acceptance of the person, of their choices, of the pain they may give you, of the joy they may give you. It's like 100% like encompassing of all good and bad,
Oh,
and willing to take that on and take it in.
that's
Does that make
such a good answer.
does that
That's
make sense?
no, that's I'm like listening to you talking, I'm like, you just defined love in a way that I it's interesting because I'm asking this question because I thought I understood love and I just don't think I do. I just don't think I truly understand it. Like I think that what it's like love is love is love.
Hmm.
What is love? Can it be defined? Um, can you define it? I think it's to each their own. Like love feels like something that is really your personal relationship to love.
Hmm.
I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but I don't know. That was a really good answer because that's what it feels like, I think. Can love, okay, this is,
A
and
second
I'll back
part.
up my tangent with my heart behind me, but can love go away? Or does love actually last forever? And I'm not talking about like it can be, yeah. I guess yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
I feel like as corny as it sounds, it's something that can't disappear.
Okay.
I feel like even with like anger, there's still love. Like I feel like there's two, they two can't kind of exist without the other. Um, I feel like, yeah, I feel like love is like it's everlasting. I think it's what like it keeps everything moving on like on a daily basis. It's what keeps the world moving. It's what keeps
Yeah.
our hearts going. It's what keeps us motivated. It's support. It's acceptance. It's like all of that. So
I feel like love is the one thing that we would be nowhere without, kind of,
mhm,
like I think it's a universal feeling. It's unique to each individual, but it's
mhm,
a universal feeling that
yeah,
it's a feeling. Like I actually think love, I don't know, is love a feeling? I mean, in the definition of the word, I think
yeah,
love is a feeling to me.
it is. I
Like,
would say it is.
like my acting coach used to say, you come into a scene and, what's your emotion? And I actually think that love is also an emotion. Like I can attach to that emotionally,
Mhm.
which I think, anyway, that was a good answer. That was really great.
Shit, Cece, thank you.
You're welcome.
Um, what would you say is the most misunderstood thing about you?
Oh my God. Um, the most misunderstood thing about me. Okay. I talk a lot. And I feel like because I talk a lot, and when I mean that, I say like I have a lot of nervous, anxious energy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just talk, 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 talk. And I think a lot of times that can be perceived as like very little depth, and that I don't have much going on like inside my brain, because I'm just talking, and it's like I don't have time to digest. I'm not listening. I'm just talking. But I don't think that's not the case.
I would say that's definitely not the case with you.
I think though that would be a definitely like a misconception about me. And I see how that could be. I totally like I've accepted that like years ago. Like I've accepted that, but I know that is something that people
Yeah.
mean that in many other things. Many. But that's the one that yeah, because I've had people say to me, oh, like talking about me to somebody else and it getting repeated back to me by that person they were talking to. She seems very nervous. She seems very like, what's
Hmm.
like, like, or I don't know. I think the talking,
Yeah.
I need to do less talking, but I've tried that and,
That's not who you are.
I don't know how to not. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? What's the most common? What was the question?
I guess the most
Sorry, I'm like, drink my beer. Um,
the most like common misconception.
mm,
Um,
yeah, what's the most common?
I guess I think a lot of people automatically assume that I'm a bitch because I'm so
Ah,
I'm very much a Gemini in the sense that I am two different people. Like I'm one way, like when I'm very comfortable, I'm very chatty and I'm very excited. And then when I'm very nervous or when I'm just like in my person, I tend to be very, very quiet. And sometimes my quietness, people take it as me being bitchy. When
uh,
really it's just like my own nervousness of expressing how I feel, or just I just don't want to talk because I'm really probably just singing music in my head and I'm having my own moment and I don't
ah.
need to talk right now. So people always go like, "Girl, why aren't you smiling? Why are you so sad today?" And I'm like, "I'm actually not. I'm just in myself."
Yeah, I love that. I'm in myself. I'm gonna start saying that. If someone's like, "What? Smile, talk," I'm like, I'm in myself right now.
Exactly.
Yes. See you later. Yeah, that's really interesting. That is true. I see that with you.
Yeah, because I'm like, I shut all the way down, and it's not like an offense to anybody. It's
But
just
it's not that you're actually shutting down. You're actually like, you've got an inner life, you know?
yeah. And I think it also came with because I grew up with my grandparents,
Mm.
like so heavily influencing my life. I've learned like this very stillness about myself. Like I've learned how to process things a little bit differently than others. But then again, I have my mom who's like very hyper,
Yeah,
and I also react really, really intensely. But I tend to process things very internally.
yeah, yeah.
I'm totally a fucking grandma.
Which is really interesting that you say that because I think a lot of, I think that's kind of a common thing with people that were raised or like had their grandparents really like in their
Yeah.
lives when they were young. I do think you can kind of tell.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get that from you. You
Yeah.
know? Like I was not, I mean, I was, yeah, I can understand that, which is really cool. And I should try to work on that too. Like,
But let's talk. Cece's grandmother is a
it's
badass chick.
I know. I want to bring her on the show.
Ugh,
But it's this whole technical situation that we're up against that I don't know. I mean, she's good. I mean, she's pretty good like on FaceTime and stuff, but I'm trying to figure out, I think I need to send someone over there to help her like maneuver this and then talk to her. But I have to, I mean, she's such a
she's so
gem.
cool.
She is very cool.
Mm-hmm.
But are all so who you have your grandparents? Who's still around on your side? On your yeah.
So my mom's mom is still alive. My grandfather passed away in like 2015, and then I found myself back with Elizabeth again after that.
Because you were really close to your grandpa.
Oh my God, he was like my favorite person, like one of my favorite people in the world for sure.
Wow.
And yeah, I don't know. Oh my God, I can't cry.
Oh, you can't cry. Oh God. Okay, sorry.
But
This is what happens. This is why we were brought together. We're too deep. We're too heavy. That's what I'm saying.
holy shit. But yeah, I guess
I have a question for you. Here, I'll pivot. How about
yeah,
that?
yeah,
No, I think that's really beautiful. But I know you have a good relationship. But you know what? I have a really close relationship with my grandmother. She's still here,
yeah,
but you know, I
yeah,
mean, it is what it is. Like, you know, grandparents, they're big ones. Um,
yeah.
so
Me too, just by the way.
you
Some of
came
my
up with this, but
friends,
I
yeah.
love this. 5 things to bring to an island. You can only bring 5 things. 5.
5 things. So
Okay.
we have a movie, a song,
Okay.
food, a fashion accessory, and a miscellaneous item.
A miscellaneous item. Okay, you go first.
Okay, so if I'm bringing a movie with me, it's definitely going to be my favorite movie of all time, Wait Until Dark, which stars Audrey Hepburn.
Okay.
It was a play that became a movie. I think this is like Audrey Hepburn's greatest film of all time.
Okay.
She plays this blind woman, and the story pretty much goes. I'm not going to talk about the story. Just watch Wait Until Dark. It's a great
Yeah,
movie.
have people watch it, but I also would like to just like chime in real quick on like a side commentary with you, Ryan, which I don't think people maybe they're gonna learn about you. You are like the first person I would call to be tell me what older film I need to go watch.
Yeah,
Historically speaking, you know your movies
I
and
love.
your actors.
Yeah, like if it was made before like 1979, like I'm your girl.
Yeah.
Like I kind of get lost in the 80s, like around the time I was born. So, but everything before I was born, I'm pretty much there for. So yes, movie would be Wait Until Dark. Wait
Okay.
Until Dark. Song, I'm gonna have to come back to that.
Oh shit. Okay.
That's difficult. Food, it may have to be like a spicy salmon roll or like a spicy tuna roll,
Oh,
but not with the crunch on top. I do not like tempura. I am not down with that life.
I love that.
So no tempura. Fashion accessory. It doesn't even have to be like a hoop earring, but I need an earring of some sort because I can't go through a day without some sort of earring on my ear. But I feel like even more so, I love my necklaces. Maybe my necklace.
Okay.
Love the earrings. We're gonna keep the necklace.
Okay.
And miscellaneous item. I guess I bring Molly with me.
Molly.
Yeah.
Molly. Dot dot dot. That's good. I That's good. Now I'm like, am I gonna have to answer this?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll start with food. Pizza.
Ooh.
I would just die without my pizza. Just a good old margarita. Just,
Mm-hmm.
just a nice big pie of pizza. Um, Fashion accessory, hoops. I truly don't know what I would do without without my hoops. Second to hoops would be like a pair of black like pants, leggings, I don't know, whatever, but it would be hoops. I think gold hoops. Preferably bigger than these, like a little bigger, because then when I wear my hair up, the hoops get bigger.
Yeah.
Like typically when my hair is up, I like the bigger hoop. Oh my God. Miscellaneous would be my dogs. And I know my partner is going to be really upset about this, okay? But here's the thing. She's already on the island.
There you go.
You know? Okay.
There you go.
So figure that out. And my movie, my number one movie, okay, I have this problem where this is really, I do not win any cool points for this, but I have probably seen The Notebook. Don't know, maybe 250 times.
The saddest fucking movie ever.
There's something about that movie that I can play it like as I'm falling asleep. I loved the film. I loved the movie. From the second I saw it, I was just like, I love this movie. It made me believe in love.
Yeah.
And the right decision.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a class story. And I think I love I won't give it away if you haven't seen it. But
I haven't seen The Notebook.
I just love it. And I love Rachel McAdams in it. And I just love that movie so much. So that would be the movie because I fall asleep to it. And I love all the music in it.
Billie Holiday?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so that right there. And how he sits on the street. Okay. Anyway, just beautiful. And one song. Wait, did you do a song?
No, I'm still thinking.
Oh,
but I'm yeah.
Okay.
This is really difficult. Can we just like bring like a musician's like out like their songbook instead of narrowing it down to like one song?
I guess. But that's still hard for me. I don't know if I have a song.
That's a very difficult question.
That's a really hard one. How about an instrument that we could learn to play when we're there?
Ooh.
I really am in the process of trying to figure out how to play the piano. So that is a thing.
I would love to learn how to play like the guitar or the cello.
Ooh.
I think the cello is so beautiful.
Cello.
Is it the cello? Is that the big one?
That's the big one. But the thing is with the cello is like can't really like bring the cello with you places. But
True.
I can't really bring the piano unless you had a
unless we got like a ukulele.
Piano. Dude, I have to tell you though, like I've been taking singing lessons and this is gonna kind of like pivot into who our next guest is on Thursday a little bit, but like I've been taking singing lessons as vocal coach and it's really all fun and games when I'm there with her learning.
Mm-hmm.
But then I come home and I'm like, what? I don't play every song. Like when I'm doing symphony, right? Everything is on the piano because my like sound and what I like, but I don't have a piano. So I'm like sitting here like, okay, what do I do now? And so I downloaded this app, Smule, on my phone.
Oh, yeah. It's like a karaoke kind of thing, right?
Well, it's kind of cooler because people upload like acoustic versions, like it's not so like stock karaoke, like it's better to overlay and it's actually really on point in terms of like how everything lines up.
Yeah.
That if you can't, I feel like learning to have a better voice and understanding singing, if you can't play the instrument, for me, I'm very physical, like everything feels like it's hand in hand. So it's really hard for me to do without. So I've realized I now need to take up learning how to play the piano. But
oh my God, I love singing. I love karaoke.
You have a beautiful voice.
I pretend.
Wait, can we just quickly tell our audience, our listeners, about Club Ryan?
Oh my God.
People don't even know. They don't. But they're going to know now.
Oh my God.
So
Club Ryan.
Club Ryan. Is it a hashtag? Do you have a hashtag for this?
Yeah, I made it a hashtag and everything. And to loop around back to like make this a full circle moment. So when my grandfather started getting really sick, I started to do these Club Ryans because it was like a way for me to like dance and like get out how I was feeling and just like find joy. So it started off with me dancing really hard to Beyonce. And then it just became me like continuing on like with the dance in my room, total freedom, not really caring who sees, but just like posting it on Instagram and just having good fun. So that's what Club Ryan was. It's a club. It's not a real club. It's my space that everyone is invited to, and it's all good vibes. And yeah, there's no special requirements. Just bring a good attitude.
And yeah, bring a good attitude to Club Ryan. And also, I think my favorite one of you in Club Ryan is I think you're in a bathing suit and you have on a hat. Like coming to the frame. And I'm like, oh shit. Here she is. This is like from a while ago, actually. I'll just never forget it. I think I commented like multiple flames emojis on that one. I was like, get it, girl. And I don't know if it was like in the winter either, too. And like you're in a bathing suit. It really threw me off. I was like, yes. You reminded me of a Janet Jackson. I was like, who is this bitch? What is she doing?
It was in the winter. Yeah. So Club Ryan's is like a fun little dance party that I have in my room from time to time.
So basically we need to tune into Club Ryan. And this is a really great like out as we run our own episode, two of us. But I think one of the really cool things is we're going to be having this wonderful person on Thursday.
Kate J. Ross.
Yes.
Oh my God, I love her.
I feel very like honored that she's coming on the show.
Yeah. I just feel very honored to just be existing in a space where a person like her exists. She's just one of the coolest human beings I've ever like met and watched grow. And I'm just super proud of like seeing her evolution and like now having the world being able to see just what an incredible force she is. It's just awesome.
Isn't that so beautiful? I absolutely love when you get to see someone like rise up to their full, and you're like, you like deserve that.
And this is the same thing I felt when I met you in Woodstock and you were like working on this character and you were talking about making this movie. And then like a year later, you're like in production, and a year after that, like I'm sitting in a fucking theater, like watching the premiere, and I'm like, look at this. Look at my Latifah.
Yes.
Look at her. Making moves. Like I love when you talk about it and then it's there. Like you don't stop.
I think though, like it's my favorite thing. And I think that's this thing with this podcast, which is so exciting, is that we get to talk to women that have this incredible journey. Mm-hmm. And like you said to me, it's not always the predictable one either that got them from point A to point B.
Exactly.
So I think what's cool about the show, and especially having you on now as my co-host, so we're co-hosting this together. And this is like, I think like Club Ryan meets Cece.
Meets the throne.
Meets the king.
Meets the king. Boom.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be really good. And I'm so excited for everybody to hear our next guest and everybody that we have coming on. Oh, wait, she's not our next guest. She's coming on the following week. I made a mistake. Sorry about that.
Next interview. But
next interview, yes. So she's coming on not this Thursday, but the following Thursday. This Thursday, we have an amazing, amazing guest who is going to just drop like we were recording this episode and I got lost I thought I was listening to a podcast. And I had to wake up and remind myself that we were hosting her.
Another level.
Yeah, so we're excited. We'll announce that tomorrow. But yeah, so this has been fun.
So much fun. Are we going to close it with your movie that you want to live in?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. If I could go back in time and live in any movie, what would it be? I'm so basic, I have to say. I would go back into Titanic because I don't know. I either that or Goodfellas, one of the two. I mean, I know they're very different, but Titanic for its epic just scale, like I just think I need
Yeah.
to go and just be on that set. I really just want to be on the set. I don't like.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I just want to be on that set. And someone who we had on said that too, but I agree. Or Goodfellas. Like I think I'm Karen. I'm Karen. They somebody messed up there. I know it's
What's the girl's like? Is a whore.
yeah.
What is her name?
Oh my God. Oh, I'm blanking. Oh, young Ray Liotta though. Like young Ray
He's so
Liotta. Karen is just like with the gun in his face, flushing the coke down the toilet. It's just like I want there to be a movie about Karen.
That would be
Maybe
great.
I could be her.
Exactly. Oh my God, Karen, yes.
Yeah.
Please do it.
What about you? Where would you go? What movie? Please tell me something from like
I'm gonna go with The Wiz.
The
The
Wiz.
Wiz is like one of The Wiz. It's like the Sidney Lumet directed it. It's like it's the black version of The Wizard of Oz, and it's got Michael Jackson, Diana Ross, Nipsey Russell, Ted Ross, and Lena Horne, and it also has the comedian. Oh my God, his name is blanking for me. Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor.
Quincy
Dude.
Jones did all of the fucking music for it. It was shot in New York City.
Okay.
It is the most amazing musical ever. So yeah, I'm definitely going with The Wiz.
The Wiz. I love that. Oh man, Michael Jackson.
Like who doesn't want to like be around all that greatness? Like it's almost like you get the little
Yeah.
nuggets of each important
That's
era.
actually really interesting that that's like kind of what you're thinking about, like being now I'm starting to think I need to reconsider like star power.
It doesn't even have to be about star. Mine is really because I get to like dance to music that I love. Like that soundtrack I love from
True.
beginning to end.
That's true.
It just happens to have all great people in it.
Yeah, I love that. The Wiz.
Yeah.
So the Wiz and Goodfellas.
Woo!
That's who we are. Bye. See you later.
There you go. That's all you need to know.
Cheers. Okay, well, so I think we're gonna try to do like on Tuesdays. We're gonna try to do more of this for YouTube to just like check in and chat and kind of hype up who our guest is gonna be on Thursdays, right?
Yeah. Can we
So
do like a cool way to like cheers like this way? Like it's almost like we're actually cheering. Like clink.
why is mine so close? Wait. Ooh.
Boom.
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 Boom. Cheers. Twisted Times with Cece and Ryan. Yay.
I have to say I'm a little tipsy.
Yeah. I'll have another.